But I just don't like the fact that this man went on a podcast and said all this because, first of all, I don't believe you turned him down. Terrence Howard. Yes, he was on the PBD podcast talking mess. He was talking about his boy Diddy. And what I don't like about some of these celebrities is this. Why you wait till now to start bringing up all this stuff? You should have been and brought this up, but we getting ready to talk about it. What do you think about all that, Darneshia?
Let's unpack it, Side. Let's really unpack it, right? He came with a time such as this. He was really probably trying to save grace with Sean Puffy Combs. Terrence is a scholar, is a man of, I think, great proportions and influence.
Okay. Now, he's a conspiracy theorist too.
He
Like he's been on Joe Rogan before talking about all his conspiracies.
But he comes with factual things. And speaking of factual, but he comes with a lot of factual data. He has a degree in, I think, physics and chemistry. And a lot of, if you just really listen to him and mathematics and what have you, it really makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I'm a fan of Terrence Howard.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm a fan of Terrence Howard. And that brother is always in with me. I just love his rapport. I love how he comes out of left field where a lot of people might be thinking, okay, I'm going to stay right here where it's comfortable. And he will bring it as far as saying, and it's not even left field, it just will make you think some of the things in which he says.
Matter of fact, I think he got nominated for an Oscar, or maybe did he win for that? He played a pimp. And I get it, he's an actor, and that's okay. I understand it. I'm not trying to say shut up and dribble. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I am trying to say is if you haven't been positive, like from day one, trying to promote positivity for the community, right? Why all of a sudden now you want to talk about Puff Daddy while he's in prison? Why he may be going to prison the rest of his life? Why you didn't bring this up before when he was free? You understand what I mean?
No, but you bring up a good point, and you bring up a point again, a time such as this, right? Where were you a year and a half ago? Where were you when you saw the video of someone being dragged up in the hotel room? Where were you all those times, or and why didn't you come in and speak up in regards to that? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's almost like I'm not saying he got a movie to produce or he's trying to produce something, but it's almost like, why are you kicking a man when he's down?
and especially a black man, right? Again,
Hello,
we don't,
hello.
yeah,
And
but
I'm not for Puff Daddy. Don't get me wrong. If he's guilty, he needs to be in prison the rest of his life. But I just don't like the fact that this man went on a podcast and said all this because, first of all, I don't believe you turned him down. Because if you
so in other words,
if you had brought this up a long time ago, you would have said, man, guess what Puff Daddy tried to do to me? You wouldn't have kept this shit a secret. Just and I get it. Sometimes females, they don't want to come forward when stuff happens because they get demonized and stuff like that. I get that. But when another man want to sleep with you, no, man, I'm gonna punch you, homeboy. Fuck that. No. Or I'm not gonna punch you. Let's say I don't want to break the law, punch you, but I'm gonna let everybody know that this dude over here, this motherfucker over here, excuse my French, he not playing right. And this is what I don't like, man. You're going to wait till this man in jail? Come on. And we get it. This is not an isolated incident with Puff Daddy. A lot of dudes is coming forward. And I don't know if he's not trying to make money like some of these other people because he's already famous.
yeah. And he's coming just like how you said, where you should have come. If you were a man about it, because that was his whole thing. He said, no, you're not going to take my man card type thing. A manhood to him means everything. If that was the case and you felt so strong about it, why didn't you talk about it then? Why didn't you show up then, puff your chest out, put beat on your chest and say, hey, I'm Terrence Howard, right? And I'm not going to take this. And I want to come across the table and jump him. But not only that, you met with him. You know, he said first he wanted to brush up on his acting skills. Brother, who are you? You're just an actor yourself. Come on. A rapper and an actor. Come on. And you didn't heard the stories.
I know. Come on. You took that meeting for a reason. And a lot of these celebrities, they are quick to tell us about their struggles, what they overcame. This man, he was quick to lose that job with Iron Man as soon as them people didn't want to pay him for Iron Man. He was quick to speak up on that.
For Marvel, yes, yes. He actually, you know what, you bring up a very good point because the way in which he moved with Marvel and the way in which he moved with Puff Daddy is two separate episodes. He moved as, oh, I think I'm just going to take time off to reflect and really get my career together. You know, silence is golden. You don't need to tell everything, right? There's nothing in it for you. You ain't got nothing to gain in it. He's still my brother, but I'm
Nothing, man.
saying nothing to
Okay.
gain in the game. Nothing to gain.
Nothing. What?
I don't know, but you know that Cassie is the only she's going to testify and her identity of course will not be how do you say it? Will not be blinded or anything. The other two that are going to testify, they will not, you'll never know who the two are. Cassie's taken all of the heat by saying, yes, this is what took place, so on and so forth. But again, Terrence said, hey, we want to hear from you. Also, a prime example too is not wanting or needing accolades. Again, the old saying, what you do in the dark will soon come to light, and or you don't need to tell anybody what you've done, just do it and keep it moving. I don't know if you saw where Wallow, the gentleman who was sentenced for 20 years in prison in Pennsylvania for robbery, he did his time. He was on a bridge or was traveling and a man was about to jump. He helped the police to help this young man to not jump. He was talking to him, what have you, called his family. His family came out. Oh, they overtook the situation, the family, and they talked him down off of the bridge. Now, you have not
Wow.
heard any comments from Wallow or Wallu. I don't know how to say his name correctly, nor the family of the young man because he probably felt, hey, you know what? This is private. I didn't do this for show and or gain. I got nothing in this game. I know the struggles. I spent 20 years behind bars. I know what it's like to want to end it all, meaning Waloo, I'm sure.
Right.
So
Yeah, he does that podcast with Gilly.
yes,
But no,
million.
that wouldn't reinforce their stereotypes, so they couldn't really
They,
do stories. They don't wanna
um,
do stories like that because there's many stories like that. And every now and then they'll do it, but it'll be on the back pages or it won't be as we say, on the front pages, blown all over the media, because stuff like that happens every day, but they don't make a big story out of it. Now, here's
yes.
the thing about back to your boy Terrence. See, here's the thing I don't like about him. He done made millions of dollars playing some roles that's kind of been questionable, right? And he's had a few good positive roles. And I hate to say it, y'all know me. I'm all about let's get these black celebrities. I'm not anti-black celebrity, but I do not think they've been positive over the decades as a whole. Now, a lot of black people are proud of them. A lot of black people are proud to see black celebrities. But let me say this, Mr. Terrence Howard, here's what you need to do, bruh. Keep your damn mouth closed. Because now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think you did not say no. Okay? The fact you bringing it up, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, brother. Remember what happened to Terry Crews when one of those producers grabbed his package? He didn't sit
Yes.
there and be quiet. He didn't he let you know right then and there. When Will Smith, when he was in Paris or overseas somewhere, that man kissed him on his lips and stuff, he checked that shit right there. No, this is something. If any man, and let's say I'm a famous celebrity, and another famous celebrity do what he did, I'm t- I don't want to say I'm telling, but people gonna know. At least my boys gonna know. They're gonna be like, man, let me tell you what happened, man. I went to a meeting. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to teach this fool how to act and shit. You know what I'm saying? This,
Hey, yeah,
this,
he was
this
acting
motherfucker be winking and shit at me.
right. Hey, he wanted to star in Hustle and Blow.
Okay. I'm sitting here going, but I do not like I don't want to say this in a bad way because I know if you say this, especially with women, because a lot of times when women come out after all these years, people jump on them and why you wait so long to tell us? Why you wait so long to tell us? So I don't want to get into this from a female perspective, but no, man, fuck that. Fuck no. Like even with Kevin Spacey, if you ever seen that Kevin Spacey documentary, right? It's on Netflix or HBO. One of the things that pissed me off about it was all the men who came out after Kevin Spacey, they all admitted the reason why they didn't say nothing is because they thought he was going to make them a star.
Hmm. So it was for profit and gain, right? On both
Yeah.
ends. Got you. So,
Okay, Terrence Howard,
so you
all of a
think
sudden,
that Puff
huh?
Daddy said, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on a label or on the record"?
Hello, he did make that song. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. I think that was the Tennessee Boys song, but he was singing that stuff. Like we all know there's a system in Hollywood, right? And what I've noticed, there's not been a lot of Black American women who've come out and talk about not to change the subject, about what they call that couch, the casting couch. Have you noticed that? Hasn't
Oh,
been
the
a lot of
cast.
Black
Yes,
women. I wonder
yes,
why.
yes.
Lupito, she come from Africa, Mexico. She came out and said some stuff, but I haven't noticed a lot of Black females.
And I think it goes back to what, as you were referring with the Kevin Spacey. Hey, I was trying to make it in Hollywood. I was trying to shoot my shot, right? And all it takes is for one person to give you a bad name, right? Or the right person to give you the right name. That could always be the same person. So I
Right.
guess it's a catch 22.
And it's sad that they have these gatekeepers in Hollywood. And I've
Yeah.
been talking about this a long time. I've been talking about this long before Cat Williams did his Club Shay Shay interview. I came out many times and said, when you see a famous Black person, there's three things that go down. Either they got dirt on them, or they can stereotype them, or it's been some sexual favors done, female or male, if they famous, because these people do not make people famous without having dirt on them. I've been saying that for many years. You know what I'm saying? Even like when Bill Cosby came out, when he came, and I call it, you know what I call it? I call it the Vanessa Williams theory.
And that is what, when she got the title, but it was taken away from her.
I believe when she won Miss Black America,
Hmm.
they already knew she took those pictures because there was some pictures that was taken. So she won. So they let you rise to the top because they know they got
Gotcha.
dirt
And
on
then
you.
they
If
want,
you don't act right, I believe they wanted to make the first Miss Black America look bad. They already knew those pictures existed. Not that she couldn't have won it anyway, but I'm saying I believe they knew those pictures existed already. And so what I'm saying is they got dirt on all these people in Hollywood. We should not be surprised, you
interesting.
know. You know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But anyway, folks, that's it.